Eurovision. The pinnacle of cultural sophistication and musical excellence. It's an annual event where countries from all over Europe and Australia, for some reason, come together to showcase their most talented and polished acts. The voting process is completely fair and objective, based solely on the quality of the performances, and is totally not influenced by political or geographic biases. It's an absolute must-watch for anyone who takes music seriously. Of course, I'm joking. It's a mess, but it's entertaining. So, a few days ago, I watched a YouTube video published by a YouTuber called Mick, and in the video you can see how he managed to create an entire CGI movie using AI tools only. So I thought, what if I used some of those tools and tried to create maybe a music video or a song for Eurovision? So the first step is going to be super easy. I will ask ChatGPT to create lyrics for the song as well as the name of the performer. ChatGPT successfully generated lyrics for a Eurovision song called The Viking of Love.
I'm a Viking of love, conquering hearts with a sword and a glove. Find the one who completes me. The battles may be fierce, but love will always persevere.
And I really like the name for the performer, Laura Summers. So the first step was easy, at least I think so. The lyrics are kind of cool, I like them, and they're very Eurovision-y. And the next step is going to be to generate music, which is also going to be relatively easy. I'm gonna head over to Moobert, and in order to use their tool I need to become an affiliate and sign up for their tool, and I can either enter a prompt and set the duration of a track, or I can choose one of their cool templates. After playing with the tool for a while, I picked their pop and Latin pop templates and I set the duration to 2 minutes. And once I click generate track, it's literally gonna take maybe 5 minutes for this app to generate it, and I can very easily download it, and I can also link my YouTube channel so that I don't have any problems with copyright claims. Third step is going to be a little bit more complicated than the first two steps. Right now, we only have a melody, but we need vocals in order to have a complete Eurovision song. Luckily, I found a great AI tool that can let you generate vocals, and I will show you how to use it. The first step is called Synthesizer V or 5, I'm not 100% sure to be honest, and you want to download the free basic version of the app, and also you want to download their voice databases because it includes one voice that is free. The other voices, the more advanced voices, are a little bit more pricey, they're around $80. And the free voice is called Eleanor Forte. This is what the editor looks like once it's installed and opened. Top part lets you see all the tracks that have been inserted. At the bottom part, you will be able to actually compose your song using AI generated voices. So composing is quite easy. All you have to do is you have to click twice in this area and it's gonna generate one note or tone. And this is what it sounds like. And then if you wanted to make it more complicated, if you wanted to compose, then you would just add a few more notes here and there. They have to be connected, otherwise it's not gonna really work. And then you can type text like Viking of Love. Viking of Love. Some of the results are really amazing. I like them. I think that this doesn't sound that bad at all. I don't think that it sounds robotic or anything. It sounds relatively natural. Sailing across the ocean blue. So this is what my composition sounds like once I added the instrumental track in the background. I think it's not bad. I did the same thing for the entire song and the results are interesting. I'm definitely not someone who knows anything about music, so I think that, if the results sound awful, it's because of me. It's not because of this AI tool. So now we have a song, and unfortunately it sounds the way it sounds, and it's all my fault. It's not fault of the AI tools. They're great. I just don't know how to compose an actual song. For character creation, I will use Midjourney because I really like the results that I get using that app, and I will generate both the singer and the dancers that are going to dance in the back. For the lead singer, I'm trying to generate a female Viking character. She has to stand in a T-pose with white background and she should look as realistic as possible. It's very important to make her stand in a T-pose or something similar to it because it's gonna make things easier in the next step. So I'm pretty satisfied with the results, and the last step is gonna be generating characters for the background dancers. Every Eurovision song has shirtless, attractive background dancers, and of course I want my song to have the same features. So I'm gonna go ahead and generate an attractive shirtless Viking that's gonna be my background dancer. Okay, so now that we have our characters, we need to convert these images into 3D meshes that we're gonna later import into Blender and animate. And there is a perfect AI tool for that called PIFUHD, and you don't have to run it locally, you can actually run it in Google Colab. All you have to do is go to this link that I'm gonna write down below, and you have to run every cell in the demo, and in the end you will be able to download the generated mesh and open it in Blender or any other 3D modeling software that you're gonna use. After downloading the 3D mesh, I opened it in Blender, and I think that it looks pretty amazing and detailed. I just cleaned up some floating vertices and textured my 3D model, and voila, we have a pretty sturdy looking Viking woman. So in every Eurovision song, there's always a screen somewhere in the back, and the screen always displays visuals that are related to the song. So I decided to use an AI app called Kyber that lets you animate images in order to generate music videos. However, in this case, I'm gonna use this app in order to generate visuals for that screen. And of course, the visuals are gonna be related to Viking women in love. Once we head over to Kyber, our first step will be completely optional. We can choose to upload an initial image and audio, which can have a maximum length of 4 minutes. Once you've uploaded all of your files, then you should go ahead and describe the subject of the video or pick one of their presets. And in my case, I will write down a Viking woman, and then the art style, again, either pick something that they already have as an option, or you can write down your own. And then the final step would be to pick a camera movement. I think the results are pretty amazing. The app generated a bunch of images of Viking women that are rotating and morphing for a couple of minutes, and I really didn't have to do much. I just clicked a couple of buttons, and after 5 minutes I could download this animation. Okay, so we have our meshes and they look great, relatively. I mean, they're not perfect, but at the same time, it was just a few minutes of work and we have them, which I really like. So now the next step would be to animate these meshes, and I discovered Mick Adobe tool. Everyone can use it for free, and it lets you animate your files. You just have to upload an OBJ file and you can directly rig and animate in the app, and later you can download it and use it on your laptop. I was surprised by variety of dance movements. You can make your character twerk or do some hip-hop dancing or break dancing, which is great. So now we have everything. We have 3D models, we have the song, everything is animated. And one last thing that we need is a stage. I tried automating this part of the work using some AI tools. However, I couldn't really get any impressive results. So I decided to actually manually model this stage. And it's a very simple and plain model. However, it'll do. In this step, I'm using Blender, which is a free and open source 3D modeling tool. You can also animate things in Blender. And I'm just gonna extrude a simple stage that's gonna be surrounded with screens where I'm gonna lay that animation that I previously made in Kyber. I'm just gonna add a simple decoration on the stage as well. And here I am applying the texture as a video on the screen. And the next step will be to actually animate all 3 screens using the same video as a texture. And I think that it looks pretty great. It makes the stage suddenly pop. And the next step will be placing and animating the 3D meshes. Also, I'm gonna make simple beam lights and I will also animate them. So one last thing that I need is aggressive camera movements. It's one of the most recognizable things about Eurovision are those nausea-inducing camera movements, and I will try to replicate those as well. This is what I have done so far. So the characters are animated, the lights are animated, everything is textured, and all I need to do now is to add sudden zoom in and zoom out camera movements. And this is it. Finally, everything is prepared. Now, please enjoy the performance by Solara Summers, the Viking of Love. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel because I'm just starting out and any kind of support would mean a lot.
Sailing across the ocean blue, through the storms and thunder too. I've come to find my one true love. I've come to find my one true love. I'm living long love, conquering hearts with a heart and with love. To find the one who completes me.